What's going on, everybody? Brandon here from Scentriguing. Today we are going to be talking about one of the most popular fragrances from one of the most well-known yet most inexpensive niche fragrance companies out there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Cedrat Boise from the house of Mancera. You ready? All right then, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. Alright, so, Cedrat Boise from the house of Mancera. This fragrance, I got a hold of it because I had seen a lot of people talking about Mancera. And I had heard a lot of good things. So I wanted to give one a shot. And after doing a lot of research, checking out the notes, checking out a whole bunch of different stuff, the two I was most intrigued with were Cedrat Boise and red tobacco. Well, I live in Texas, and by the time I decided to make a purchase, it was like middle to end of January. And in Texas, usually when you hit the end of February, you start to get into the warm weather. So I didn't want to buy red tobacco when the spring was coming, because I know that red tobacco is a cold weather scent. It's powerful. It's strong. It's got that tobacco, that sweetness. Very, very strong. So I wanted to go with Cedrat Boise because of that spring-summer feel. So that's the route that I went. Now, the presentation on this bad boy is awesome. I'm a big fan. The bottle itself, the box itself, very nice, very classy. You can see black box, white label. Very simple. It says Mancera with the logo on top. Cedrat Boise, eau de parfum. 4 fluid ounces, 120 mils. On the bottom, you got your batch code and some other information. On the back, you got eau de parfum. You got the basic ingredients. Natural spray, made in France, blah, 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 blah. Very classy bottle. Big fan. I keep saying bottle. Very classy box. Big fan. I really, really like it. And the box doesn't feel cheap. It is cardboard, but it doesn't feel cheap. You know what I mean? Now, when you dig into this box, they do something that is very... It's like a staple of Mancera. It's kind of like their thing. They got this really nice leather vinyl type bag. And it's not cheap. It's not a cheaply made bag. It's very, very, very nice. It's got a real nice drawstring at the top. It's got the Mancera logo on it, the M. You want to keep it safe? Boom. There you go. Bring it with you. Whatever you want. It's very, very nice. You open the bag up to get to the bottle. And the bottle itself is also very, very classy. Just like the box. Simple. Got the logo on the label. The name, eau de parfum, 4 fluid ounces, 120 mils. Basically, just a smaller version of the label on the box. Very classy. The bottle is not cheap. It's not a cheaply made bottle. It's very nice. I love the shape of it. It's easy to get your hands around. Very, very, very nice. The lid, it's a nice lid. It's got the M on the top, and it's a screw down. So you don't have to worry about your lid falling off. Very nice. I dig it. Now, the website of Mancera keeps it broken down very, very simple when it comes to this. Basically, it says sensual, woody, and fresh. A modern classic. When you break it down into notes, you're looking at citrus from Sicily, black currant, and cold spices on the top, patchouli leaf and aquatic jasmine in the mid, and in the base, at the bottom, on the dry down, you got woody notes, leather, oak moss, and sensual vanilla. Now, a lot of people, basically, you can see right there in the notes, a lot of people say that this is an Aventus clone. No, it is not an Aventus clone. It may be inspired by Aventus, but it is not an Aventus clone. It is definitely its own baby. That is for sure. It came out about a year after Aventus. It does have some similar notes to it. The bergamot, the black currant, the patchouli, the moss, the musk, the vanilla are all similar notes with Aventus. But this does its own thing. Definitely does its own thing. When you pop this open and you spray it, it's got a nice atomizer, first off. Blast of citrus right off the top. Absolute blast. But it's not pineapple. It's not the pineapple like you get in Aventus. The Sicilian lemon and the bergamot mix to give you the citrus in this one. And it smells great. It's not harsh like when you see a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, when you see some colognes that have a lot of citrus, it can seem harsh. This is not harsh at all. It does not have that cleaner type feel to it. You know what I mean? The Pledge, it's not like that. It's smooth. It's a nice, smooth citrus. I really enjoy it. I really, really do. When you hit that mid, you start to get, you keep with the fruity notes, you get a little patchouli in there, but it's mainly those fruity notes still kicking in. Now, when you get to the heart, it really is the base. It really is the heart of this fragrance. You start to get some of the woody notes. You start to get some of the leather, the vanilla, and that leather with the woodsy, I think is what people get when those mix, is why you feel that the Aventus type feel in the bottom. But the vanilla is really nice. You still have some of those fruity notes, just a little bit, but that leather really gives it a smoky type feel, which I really enjoy. I really feel like that is the closest part of this to Aventus, is the smokiness. But there's not as much smokiness in this as there is in Aventus. It has a little more of the vanilla, a little more of the fruity, a little less of the smokiness, which I love about it. The smokiness I like, but I like fruity and sweet a little more than smoky. So I really enjoy this. I'm not saying I would buy this over Aventus, but personally, I might buy this over Aventus because I do like fruity and sweet a little more than the smoky. So, just my opinion, it may be different for you. But there are people out there that don't want to lay down $400 for a bottle of Aventus. If you don't want to do that, you can do this. This, as far as fragrances go, does a very similar thing than Aventus. They're very similar. They get the same job done. This one's just a little fruitier, and in my opinion, just a little sweeter and not as smoky. You get a little bit of the smokiness in the dry down. I have the dry down over here because I sprayed it on a little earlier, so I would have it, but you get a little bit of the smokiness in the dry down. But it's not as smoky. You have more of a mixture. This is a compliment puller. It really is. When you talk about performance, it's going to give you 6 hours, probably on the skin, a little more on the clothes. Projection, they're not going to get you from across the room. But you walk past somebody, 3 to 4, 5 feet, whatever, they're going to get a little waft of it. And they're going to look at you because it does get noticed. It is a smell that is going to get noticed, especially from people who aren't, big into the fragrance community. They're going to be like, what is he wearing? I like that. That's different. Now, if people know about Creed Aventus, they're, and those types of smells, they're not necessarily going to say, oh, that's unique, but they're still going to look at you and they're still going to wonder what you're wearing because it smells great. And it does draw an attention, and it is a massive compliment puller. I really, really, really like this. As far as when to wear this, best time of year, you're talking spring and summer. Fall, you can do this. Winter, depending on where you are, it's going to be hard to cut through the real cold. Now, I live in Texas, so 40s and 50s is usually where we sit in the winter. It can get down into freezing, and it does. But most of the time, you're looking 40s, 50s when it's cold in Texas. So I could probably get away with this in the wintertime. I don't know if people up north could. Probably not, because it's going to have trouble cutting through that massive cold. I think I love this fragrance. The bottle itself, the label, the presentation, the smell, from the top to the dry down. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And it's smooth. It's creamy. It's citrusy. It's woodsy. Not harsh. Very, very fresh, very clean. I would probably, if you want to compare this to a Ventus, I would say this is a fruitier, fresher, cleaner version of a Ventus. So if you like that fruity, fresh, clean, this might be a good route to go. Can also save yourself a lot of money. I do like a Ventus. I really do. Don't get me wrong. I like a Ventus. This is a different animal. It really is. This is something different. I could definitely see somebody having a Ventus and Cedrat Boise in their collection without feeling like they've got the same thing twice over. Because it's not the same. It may be inspired by, but it is definitely different. The retail on this is $180 on their website. Now, you can find this 4 ml bottle, which I don't think they do, 4 ounce bottle, excuse me. I don't think they do anything smaller than this. At least I haven't found them yet. You can find this 4 ounce bottle at discounters for about $80, which isn't bad. It's worth every penny if you ask me. I absolutely love it. This will stay in my collection for sure. And when this bottle's done, I'll be buying another one. So Mancera, you hit a homer with this one. I really, really enjoy it. And if you're looking for a nice, fresh, fruity, clean, woodsy, smoky type fragrance, similar to the lines of a Ventus, but a little fruitier, a little fresher, a little cleaner, maybe a little more sweet, a little less smoky, it's a good option. Definitely is a good option. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and everybody, let's all get out there and smell incredible. I'll see y'all soon, all right? Peace.